Don't mind the people behind me, but this was one of my first dinners at the a la carte restaurants, and now, moment of truth, it was so good. It even made me do my happy dance. Really good. If you've been watching my previous videos, you know that at the Grand Palladium Punta Cana, it's also the Bavaro, the Palace, Turquesa. So all of the restaurants across all of the properties are all included as part of the all-inclusive experience here at the all-inclusive resort. In this video, I'll go over all the a la cartes, the buffets, and everywhere your all-inclusive food and drink package includes. So let's start off with the a la cartes, and most of them are located over here in the Grand Palladium Bavaro. They have this whole little area here, which is a deck, and it's lit so pretty, like this moody, cozy feel to it. There's really cool light fixtures. And then on both sides of the deck, you'll see a bunch of water. And it attracts all kinds of water animals, so you never know what you're gonna see while you're waiting for your table to be ready. Each restaurant will have a description of the restaurant and the opening hours, etc., etc. And within the app, you'll be able to make a reservation yourself. If you can't figure out how to use the app, no worries, just go to the front desk and you can make your reservations there. You can always change your reservations at any time also. Stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll leave the QR code, and I'll also leave the menus that I had on our time here. That way you have an idea of where you want to go before you go to the Grand Palladium. As you walk into Bamboo, you'll see that they have this outside area over here right by the water. They also have an indoor area, which is a little more Asian inspired. They've got bamboo light fixtures. They've got Asian print on the wall. And then they also have a whole sushi bar for you to partake. They also have the traditional tables, so if you want to sit on the ground, that is an option. The majority of the a la cartes did have a salad bar kind of feel for your appetizer portion of the meal. So here's an idea of what Bamboos look like. The salad bars will feature most of the chilled items, but then you do have warm items for appetizers as well. I ordered the coconut soup, the pork dim sum, the pancake rolls, and then for my entree, I had the pad thai. And this is just a friendly reminder for anyone traveling to the Dominican Republic. They're all going to be spins on the cuisine you're used to with a Dominican spin to them. So keep that in mind. They're not going to look like your traditional items because it does have a Dominican spin. Next up, we've got Adelita. This one is their Mexican cuisine fusion restaurant. They have this outside area over here, which overlooks the water. And then they've got these really cute little cactuses over here next to the wine bottles. It's a really fun atmosphere at this restaurant. The salad bar is over here on the right. It's a lot of like chips and guac and dips, that sort of thing. And I really like these little salt and pepper shakers that they had. Here's some of the salad bar stuff. And then for appetizers, we had the chicken enchiladas, the tuna stuffed jalapenos, and grandma's cow foot tostadas just for the adventure. Next up, we've got La Lola. It's like a Spanish tapas fusion place. There's a lot of dark wood with a Spanish vibe to it. This was my first time trying quail eggs. It was really good. They've also got this pancetta that comes right off the bone. Their salad bar was really yummy with a bunch of little gazpacho soups. And we tried the garlic shrimp, the ossobuco, the quail eggs, and then this is like baby pig. They called it cochillo. Sorry, I'm butchering that. Next up, we have Portofino, which is their Italian restaurant here at the resort. This restaurant is located right next to the beach, so you can overhear the waves in the background. You can sit outside if you want, and they also have amazing cocktails here. Their salad bar is more like a charcuterie board. It's a lot of meat and cheese and salad. And they had this whole rind of Parmesan just filled with Parmesan cheese. It was so good. And you could see everybody else thought so too. We had the veal and the steak fettuccine. It was so yum. And for dessert, you know we had to try the tiramisu and the chocolate. Next up, we've got La Paisana. This was our favorite restaurant of the trip. It's really nice vibes inside. It's real airy. There's a little bit of smoke in the air because a lot of their steaks and fajitas and things are served on a metal skillet, but they had mariachi band that night. They also had really fun decorations like these cows on the walls. And we had the empanadas, the palm heart salad with avocado, and the sweetbreads. Guys, the sweetbreads are so good. And for dinner, we had the skirt steak and the strip loin. Next up, we've got the hibachi restaurant. We didn't make it on this trip because we just thought it would be way too much food, and you know, it's a whole show and everything, so we just didn't really want to sit down for that long, if that makes sense. But it looked really cool every time we walked by. The decorations inside are really pretty. We also didn't get a chance to see Bogli or El Dorado, but I'll leave the menus at the end of the video. We hit the sports bar every night. They've got food and drinks 24/7. So here's an idea what it looks like and the vibe you're gonna see at those after-hour hours. You're gonna be drinking a lot of mamajuana on this trip. Now I'm going to dive into the buffets. There's about 6 of them or so on property, and they've all got some stray cats around, so don't be surprised if you see cats on this trip. I rarely saw the same food twice, so keep in mind that they're always rotating things. So for example, this day they had wraps, then they had sushi on another day. They had these really yummy candies the one day, but then we never saw them again. We were so disappointed. So keep that in mind. If you see something that looks interesting and you want to try it while you can, because it might not be there the next day. First, I'll show you what the buffets or show cooking restaurants, as they call them, look like, and then I'll give you an idea of what foods you'll see. So first up, we've got the Cathedral. This is probably the biggest buffet, I would say. It's located in the Grand Palladium Bavaro. And for dinner here, not only do you get the buffet, but you also get a show. One night it was a violin, another night they had a saxophone player, so they've got all kinds of stuff going on here. And they also have this screened-in patio area, so that's really fun to sit at as well. And side note, the Cathedral is actually in a really good location. It's located right by the theater where the nightly show is. They also have a lot of live entertainment outside and in the lobby here at Bavaro. Those are actually the lights for the theater right across the way. I would say Bahique is the prettiest of all the buffets. That's probably why it was so busy. It's also located right by the main pool, so that's probably part of why it was busy also. But this place was busy, busy, busy. Did I say busy enough? But they had no problem keeping up with their food. There was food everywhere, and they had the best juice bar in the whole place. I highly recommend blending the juices, so I would do like half banana juice, half watermelon. It was so good. Next up, we've got Arrecife. This was the beach buffet. It's located right on the beach, so you've got that nice salt water air and the sound of waves everywhere in this place. And they've got a few different places, so you can feel like you're in a different part of a restaurant every time you go to this buffet. They also had fresh daily barbecue here. This food was fresh off the grill, guys. Next up, we've got Poseidon. This one we never made it to because it was on the completely other side of the resort, but here's an idea of what it looks like. We also never made it over to Las Torres. This is also on the palace side, which was on the opposite side of where we hung out. All right, now let's get into some of the rotating food. I'll divide it up into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy. Keep an eye out for these little geckos at night in the bathroom, just to warn you. For dinner, I only went to the buffet one time. Most of the time we went to the a la cartes for dinner, but here's an idea of some of the stuff that they had while I ran in there really quick to capture some video. The beach snack bar was right next to the sauna pool that we loved. So they have all this outdoor seating so you can grab a snack and sit right by the ocean. So you get a little break from the pool in the shade and you get to listen to the waves as you have a snack. And they've got ice cream, they've got coffee, they've got pizza, hot dogs, fried chicken, hamburgers, all kinds of snack food in here. But that's not all. During lunch hours, they open the outside grill and they barbecue and they have a huge paella. Guys, the food here is so good. I'll talk some more about the entertainment and drinks here in the next video, but I do want to give you a quick idea of some of the alcohol that they serve here. If you're looking for a specific liqueur, I would say your best bet is going to be at the Hemingway. That's where they have the biggest selection. That's the nightclub. At the beach bars and things, it's mostly like rum and coke, beer, Presidente. So don't expect to get a martini at the poolside bar. I mean, you might be able to, or you might be able to at the beach bar, but you're probably just gonna get like a rum and coke or a Presidente, some shot of Mama Juana, something like that. So I just wanted to, let you know before you go. There's beach bars all spread out along the beach. So guys, wherever you are, at the pool, the beach, wherever, you won't have an issue getting food or drinks. The Grand Palladium does a great job of catering to its guests. And now, as promised, here's the QR codes for the Grand Palladium app. And here are all the menus that we had while we were at the resort. It'll give you an idea of what to expect. And I want to know, let me know in the comments, which ones are you going to make a reservation at? Which ones are you totally going to skip? I'm just curious. And if you're looking for more of the Grand Palladium Punta Cana, make sure you check out these other videos here, and I'll see you there.